that comes with sexual harassment was done by the 1991 amendment of the Civil Rights Act. It was passed in responses to a series of United States Superior Court decisions which limited the rights of employees who had sued their employers for discrimination. The requirements of harassment has to be employees alleging sexual harassment must be a member of a protected class. The complaint must be a gender related. The employee must have not consisted with the sexual advances. The harassment must be based on sex. The conduct complained of most have an effect on the employee's job, work performances. The harassment have to be occurring during working hours. If any of these are brought towards the HR, we have to question the complainant and also anyone that's involved, such as co-workers, superiors, or the one that's being protected. If a determination is made, it's true, the employee shall be terminated. Whoever is making the harassment towards an individual, we will terminate them. Liability. There are two different kinds, which are various liability and hostile work environment. Various are involving the supervisors. Hostile work environment are involving co-workers. It's the supervisor's responsibility to affect the employee's job through tangible employment action. Who is liable for harassment? That would be the employer. It would be the one that's being responsible for the harassment between the co-workers or any of the supervisors. If the employer knew or should have known of the conduct and failed to take immediate corrective actions, then it will be thrown out. How an employer addresses harassment with its employee is to be the most critical issue in determining the liability in any of the legal actions. The plaintiffs, such as the employee, unreasonable, fail to take advantages of their preventative or corrective opportunities provided by the employer, or to avoid harm otherwise. What are the consequences? The consequences could be loss of work hours. Harassment is very disruptive and can cause production loss. It could increase the employees to have absentees and also could cause turnover. The reputation are the owners of the company that could make a bad reputation and suffer for their actions. Damages would call the victims back pay, attorney fees, and costs. It could cause damages under federal law, increased dollar damages. Other laws such as state sexual assault statuses may result in criminal charges as well. What are tangible employment actions? It involves situations in the superior is demanding sexual favors, such as hiring the person, firing if you don't do what I tell you to, work assignments, give you a better promotion if you do it, promotion and failure to promote and demotion, compensation decisions, change in benefits. Anytime somebody sits there and tries to make a harassment towards you or make a sexual mark, say, hey, let's do this, I would give you this and this if you would do it. How to prevent sexual harassment. The company needs to make sure to hand out a copy of the sexual harassment policy to each employee. post it through the company on the bulletin board and plasma TV if they have one in the break rooms. Must provide a procedure for a person who believes she or he is being victimized. Provide training to educate employees. Ensure that everyday complaint is taken seriously. If somebody comes to you and say this person's making a sexual remark, take it serious. Keep lines of communication open. If you have to, have an open door policy. Reasonable person standard. The court uses this term to determine a person's comments or behavior violent against harassment and determine if it creates a hostile work environment. A hostile work environment would be unwelcome verbal, nonverbal, physical behavior, something that is severe to the victim's work performance. If the employee fears going to work because of the offense atmosphere by the harasser, that would be a hostile environment. Employees could be harassed also by your race, religion, your national origin, your age, disability, marital status, personal appearance, or sexual. Hostile environment, examples of behaviors that can create a hostile environment. The verbal is such as making sexual jokes, comments about a person's body or sex, or sexually demanding comments. A nonverbal is making gestures and staring and giving sexual suggestions such as gifts. Physical, touching, hugging, kissing, patting, brushing up against somebody, playing sexual music, posting sexual objects, pictures, or posters. All these are hostile environment. Courts look at whether the harassment has changed the employee's working conditions. Claims is if the employee decides to sue the offender personally. You must follow the procedure of the tort law in the state court. Torts of civilian assault and battery, constituent slander or sexual comments, liberal or sexual comments where they were written or drawn out, infliction of emotional distress or comments were made that degraded the gender.